Ladies, yes, sir. Let the smoke fly. Let the smoke fly. Here I am. Yes, sir. What is going on this here great Monday? Welcome, everybody. Yeah. I know some of you been waiting on me, but I ain't had time for it. But here I am. Welcome to the one and the only, the Big Time Show, as it is being seen and heard live right now as we speak, in several places. Listen, I need you guys to share. I need you guys to hit the like button as you come in. I'm quite aware that there are a lot of the brothers that are on now, but you got to get in where you can fit in. And so here I am to talk to my group. Hopefully, you guys have had a great Monday. Hopefully, you guys will hang with me just for a little bit as we talk about the Cowboys and what we saw on yesterday. All right. I'm sharing right now. Listen, if you want to, as I always say at the beginning, if you want to contribute to the podcast, you can. $ the Big Time Show is the Cash App. You're on Facebook, you can use those stars. If you are on YouTube, you can use that super chat button there in the bottom right corner of your phone there. When you press that button, you will be able to see that not only can you use a super chat, but you can also become a member of the Big Time Show with options there of how you can do that. I will let you read that for yourself. Whatever you want to give that way, that's totally up to you. It's not a requirement, as I always say, but it would be appreciated. I am on Instagram right now. Hello to all of you that are on Instagram. Hello to all of you that are on Twitter, Kick, Facebook, and YouTube as well. Forgive me for looking down, but y'all know I'm sharing. Go ahead and share. Help me and share as we go ahead and get this thing started. I don't know what y'all want me to start off with. What y'all want me to start off with first? I'll let y'all direct the show because this ain't going to take long. Hey, first of all, while I'm doing, let me speak. I see W. Deal. How you doing? Jay Bryan, my brother in the building. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. What's going on? Los Altos, what's up? Joe, my brother, what's going on? Freight Train in the building. What's up? I don't know who this Russian person is, but Devik, I don't know. I can't even read what that is saying, but I'm almost scared of it. And since I can't read whatever language this is, I'm going to have to go ahead and block them out. I don't even want to even deal with that type mess. Okay. So I don't know who that is. I have no idea. So we keep moving. All right. Joe says the injury report. Injury report. BB may be able to come back this week, maybe. Overshown, big news. Overshown is in the practice window, which means they have 21 days to see if they can either activate him or put him back. Out for the year, I guess, close to it at least. Overshown, you remember back when we first started the year, his target date was November. So all reports say he's been running around, ready to go. Look like he's ready to go. We'll see. They targeted him about November. So it looks like, unless there's any major setbacks, we could be getting Overshown back. Certainly he would help if he's able to play, of course. What's up, Kermit? I see you. I appreciate you popping in on me. Diggs, according to Jerry Jones, looks like he's ready to probably say that she probably have him back this week. As far as Diggs go, Wanye Thomas, hadn't heard any mention of him. So I don't know exactly where his status is. He had migraines, from my understanding. Certainly, you would hope that he would be back ready to go. But those are things just off the top of my head as of now. Am I missing anybody maybe that you guys may want to talk about? Um, just let me know. Just type it in. I can just give it. All right. Got that out the way. I really wasn't planning to do that. Glad I know a little something. So I can I can work that off the top of my head. What else we gonna talk about? Y'all type it in. I'm gonna let y'all produce it tonight. I'll let y'all run the top. I mean, it's obvious stuff we can talk about, but game wise, I want to see exactly what y'all want to talk about because I'm quite sure between now and yesterday and now, y'all have heard just about every content creator. You heard what ESPN probably had to say today, all that type of stuff. Y'all type it in. I mean, I'd be glad to go from my perspective of the game. I see it a little bit differently than most of y'all see it. I can guarantee that. I guarantee my take on the game is going to be probably a little bit different than y'all take. I guarantee it. Y'all wasn't even expecting that way. I'm waiting. Y'all hit it. Let me see where we at. All right, I'll just go ahead and start. Great game. It was a game that was needed, obviously. We couldn't afford to lose that game. I didn't care who we were playing because of the game against Carolina. I don't care if the world champions came to town. I don't care. We had to win that game. It was a must win as far as I'm concerned. I told you guys that. I stood by it. I also told you yesterday that I expected a shootout. My final score was 41-35. I thought the Cowboys would win 41-35. And it was a shootout, more sided one way than the others. I was almost right. I knew that with CeeDee Lamb coming back, I knew that the offense, it was already a problem for people. But I knew that having CeeDee Lamb back would really take this offense to another level just by his presence on the field, because when you bring him back, the safeties are usually you will have this too high safety look because nobody wants to play them, in single coverage unless the defense detects that. You have to play off. And I knew that CeeDee Lamb's presence there with Pickens on the field would benefit Javonte Williams. I knew it would because it just spreads the defense out. You have to respect those guys. So I knew because of that the offense would do exactly that. That's why I put up 41 points. That's why I said they would score 41. I knew that we couldn't be stopped. I knew it. I don't care who Washington had. I didn't care if you put a Pro Bowl team together. This offense is lethal. We've been saying it all year long that you remember at the beginning of the year, I said before the ball even got kicked off, I said the Cowboys should have a top 5 offense in this league. I said that. I wasn't expecting what I'm seeing right now as the number 1 offense in the league. But when you say a top 5 offense, you're expecting, some real numbers. I also said I thought the Cowboys with this offense, I said unless the line is trash, which I didn't. When you got rookies, you kind of you kind of wait. You got to wait on them. But I said that if this line holds up and if the line is pretty good, the Cowboys should average right at 27, 28 points a game. I just knew that the offense was this lethal. I ain't brought up Jake Ferguson with Pickens in them. I knew it was going to be like that. I knew the quarterback is too good. I knew that it's just going to be hard for a defensive coordinator to pick his poison. You can't stop it all. You can't stop it all. And if you try to stop, one, you're going to loosen up coverage on another side. So you literally have to pick your poison. This is not a surprise to me. If y'all been with me for a while, you've been hearing me say this all the time. So the offense scoring was not a surprise. Not to me. I was off by 3 points. They scored more than I thought. I said 41. They scored 44. So they could have put 50 up, to be honest with you. They could have put 50 up. They could have. It can't be stopped. The quarterback, of course, is playing out of his mind right now. That can't be denied. He is lethal. There aren't too many more quarterbacks that are playing better than him. I don't care what y'all say. It is what it is. Defensively, let me. I said this. I'm the one that started it on Ball Show. Diggs was right. I know some of y'all want him to pack his bags and get out of here and all that type of stuff. But Diggs was right. Diggs complained about the scheme. It's obvious that he wanted more man coverage. And at a whopping 54%, the Dallas Cowboy defense played man coverage. 54%. And you saw the results. And because you saw the results, the sacks, you got a pick 6 out of it. You got a lot of quarterback hits. And because you saw the benefits of going man defense a lot, you cannot help but say that Diggs was right. One other major thing, I don't know why. I'm just saying, I know everybody think they know what happened to Diggs. I even had a little comedy, hour talking about Diggs and what some folks are saying. And I got my information from watching Nate Newton. He didn't necessarily say it, but it's common sense to figure out, from what he said went on. Looked like he had a little company that night, and look at things that some turned into something else, and somebody went upside his head. So that's kind of what was said. The reason why he caught a concussion. But he never. If you listen to Boss and saw his receipts, if you let me say it, you saw that Diggs was not disrespectful to Eberflus at all. Even in the press, it wasn't nothing major at all. And so for everybody to be saying he need to be gone, he's this, he's that, it just don't add up. It don't add up. But if you listen to Jerry, who's really the final decision maker, it seems as if he will be back with us on that night. On next week. So let's keep that in mind. All right. Y'all forgive me, I'm sharing again. me see here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, it's a big change. I don't think. You probably go all the way back to the Chicago Coast days to see if Eberflus have ever ran a man-to-man defense like that. I doubt it very seriously. So it's obvious he listened to not only the players, but I'm quite sure Schottenheimer had something to do with this. As we heard last week, Schottenheimer was in the defensive meetings. It's obvious that was the change. One other change that I applaud, if y'all noticed the bench, and if you noticed special teams, you saw that Sanborn was dressed. And you saw Sanborn on special teams. But what you did not see was Sanborn on defense. I don't know if you noticed that. The next big change then obviously was Shamar James. Even though he's a rookie, he got to start and played that part there. So Murray, Leo Fowl, and Shamar James were your linebackers, and Sanborn did not play one snap, not one snap of defense yesterday. So that ought to tell you that they finally saw Sanborn the way that most of us saw him, as a liability, and that he should not be on the field, and he was not. Okay. It's incredible that it just took so long for everybody to see what most of us were seeing through film, and just obvious play that Sanborn just, God bless his heart, his mind and his body. His mind can get there, but his body just can't. And that element of speed is there with Shamar James. Now, I will say this about Shamar on that touchdown that was down low when he was just standing there instead of moving. That just comes with time. He is a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes, but at the same time, he's also the one that got in and stripped the ball and caused the forced fumble, which we got a turnover from, of course. So, you just have to, you're going to have to live and die with the rookie as long as you have him in. I personally am pleased with Shamar James. I can deal with his rookie mistakes for now, rather than having somebody in who knows it but can't get there, and we getting torched because of him. That's what Sanborn proved. That's why you didn't see him yesterday, even though he was dressed and he played special teams. Again, I say Sanborn did not play one snap of defense yesterday, and he was ready. So kudos to the coaching staff, whoever that is, making the right decision on leaving Sanborn out. Smart. Now, inside the game, defense was awesome. They made plays. They gave up some plays. They went to zone sometime. Man, they got a little. They had a little problem. But here's the thing: there were penalties. With the way we played defense. But I tell you what, you really did not see. You really did not see a lot of wide open type stuff. Now, I ain't talking about the stuff you see in the zone. If you get in the zone, you should be open in the zone. But I'm talking about these type big plays where if you're looking at the watching the TV, it's only the other team in the camera. Our guys are so far behind because they're out of position. We didn't see that yesterday. And common sense tell you, if guys are getting defensive holding, if they're getting pass interference calls, what they tell you is at least they're there. I'd rather have them there than to be giving somebody wide open. You see what I'm saying? At least if they got defensive holding penalties, or if they had got interference calls, at least they were there. At least they were there. That's the way that's the way you have to look at it. It's no question about it. And I'm pleased with that. If I would have told you that Washington, would have got held to that amount of points with Jaden Daniels there, then you probably would have told me you crazy. Now, let me get to the obvious, and the reason why. Watch this. The reason why I'm not really going to go crazy over the defense. And like I said, I don't care. We won. We need to win. I don't care if it was about 1 point, if it was about 22 points. I don't care. We just need to win. However, I'm going to say that I'm cool with the win, but at the same time, they missed a lot of people. The running backs were there, but they missed. They had a lot of people that were out. Terry McLaughlin didn't play. Deebo Samuel didn't play. That's different. That's a difference. You know what I'm saying? If you told me the Cowboys defense would have held, Washington out, for 22 points, and Deebo and McLaughlin would have played, I would have said, "Oh man, defense strong today." And then, of course, it also helps when Jaden Daniels is not in the game, and that's because of us, because we put him out. Jaden was out. I believe it was the third quarter, gone. We put him out, so I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't have anything. If you would have gave Mariota, Deebo and Terry McLaughlin, then maybe, still Mariota's good enough quarterback that he can make things happen. But I'm not gonna put a lot of on our defense. I'm not going to really go cuckoo and act like we ready to play ball now, because I don't even know who those guys were as far as receivers go for Washington. I'm just saying. I'm glad we played well against who we played against. The way I look at it is we were supposed to beat them like that. They're missing a lot of people. We did what we were supposed to do. I'm not really going crazy even over the win as a whole, because everybody done forgot 2 or 3 things, since everybody trying to knock Dak Prescott, even though everybody know he playing well. One thing about Dak, he owns the NFC East. He been whooping up on the NFC East for 10 years. There's no question. He's been whooping up on Washington, Philly, and the Giants for years. So him beating another NFC East opponent is not nothing out of the ordinary at all. I expect him to beat. He at home. And it's Washington. I expect us to beat Washington. Yeah, I do. So overall, is the way I look at it is, it was the right team for us at the right time. We handled the business. We did exactly what we were supposed to do to a defeated, or not a defeated, but a depleted type team. They're missing guys. Everybody missing guys. We are too. But we did what we were supposed to do, and that was beat their brains out. That's what we were supposed to do. We did it. So I have no real, I'm not hyped really about the game because, once you hear who's not playing and all they can do really pretty much is just run the ball, you're supposed to beat. Offensively, though, I give full credit to our offense because they had pretty much all their guys on their defense. You still had Bobby Wagner, you had Von Miller, you had the kid that's in the secondary. I mean, you got guys. You had Deron Payne. Payne just about wrecked the game, the whole game almost. They had guys. Dak Prescott got hit a lot yesterday. He got touched a lot yesterday. If I was to go cuckoo, I would give our offense just major kudos because of the way they played and the way they put pressure on the guys. It is what it is. Let me say this. Y'all look it up, but in 1983, I believe, it was either 82 or 83, a gentleman by the name of Mark Mosley, who was the kicker for the Washington Redskins. He won the most valuable player award in the NFL. He was the MVP, a kicker. Yeah, a kicker. Y'all look it up. A kicker was the MVP of the entire National Football League. Not Lawrence Taylor, not Dan Marino, not Joe Montana, not them. It was a kicker. It was Mark Mosley from Washington Redskins. And not since then has there been anybody that really should even be worthy of the discussion as far as I'm concerned. Maybe Justin Tucker. I'll take it back. Justin Tucker had it. Well, no. But I think, to be honest, everybody talking about Dak the MVP, and I'm not saying that Brandon Aubrey is going to win it by no means. There's just too many, guys with offensive stats and all that type of stuff. But make no mistake about it, Brandon Aubrey, let me put it this way. Brandon Aubrey is at least should be in the consideration for MVP on this team, the Dallas Cowboys. It's just no question about it. Man, Brandon Aubrey is just a machine that we have never seen from the kicking position, where he literally can change a game. Just get to the 50-yard line, just about. That's all you need. He's automatic. You get to the 50-yard line, you got a chance to put points on the board. How powerful is that? How many teams got that? This dude is unbelievable. And not only does he kick it from way out like he did yesterday, I mean, it's dead center. And it's got about at least another 5-6 yards to spare. I mean, this dude is just unreal. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, he is the best kicker in the game. And I believe, because he's so great, I believe that he should be in a conversation for MVP of the league. I'm telling y'all that. Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm saying it. The dude is lethal. I mean, he ain't gonna win. No, kicker won't win MVP like Mark Mosley did. He won't win. But man, the man is critical. I mean, the man is lethal. I know y'all know it. what a weapon that he is. It's just no question. And I think we need to start talking about him a little bit more. And I'm talking about Brandon Aubrey. I'm trying to make sure I got it right too. I believe it was 1983. Nope, it was Joe Theismann in 83. Let me make sure. I know I'm right. Yes, 1982. And maybe because it was the strike year. It was a strike year. He won 20 or 21 and several clutch kicks that helped Washington finish 81 before going on to the Super Bowl. In 1982, Mark Mosley, a place kicker, was the NFL MVP. Unbelievable. A kicker won the MVP award. Brandon Aubrey, if there is a kicker that can at least get into the conversation, let me just say it like that. It's got to be. It's got to be. He's just got to be. He's a great kicker. All right. So I'm not really like saying we read it now. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. We did what we were supposed to do to a depleted team. Now all of a sudden, I guarantee you, everybody gonna say Washington not good. Before they flew into Dallas, everybody was saying, we were picked to be third in the division anyway. Now since we beat their brains out, everybody gonna say Washington ain't good and all that type of stuff. That's just how it is when you play the Cowboys. Which leads to this, and I'll close with this. One of the things that the Cowboys have a problem with is just when you just about to believe in them, they wet the bed. It's been too many years, too many chances where we have not taken advantage of the game that either, the game that we are counted out of that we need to win, which leads to this coming up game against Denver, at Denver. These are the games that will change the narrative if you can pull it off. And it always seems that, or people will simply call it, they win against lesser teams. This is our narrative. We win against lesser teams, and we always lose against the good teams. And whether you want to admit it or not, the real truth of the matter is that it's true. For whatever reason it is, if his offense can't do nothing, if his defense can't stop nobody, or if it's penalties, or if it's penalties, or a game full of penalties that mess with whatever the reason. If you go down through the schedule over the last 4-5 years or so, the real big games, we just come up short. And if you really want to if you want to change the narrative, if you want to, people to start really giving you credit, because if you listen to the people of the day, they'll say, they already trying to shoot down Washington, saying they weren't all this and they're not all that, and all of a sudden now. And so they'll categorize Washington as a team that's less than Cowboys. So they're gonna say, well, Dak and them supposed to beat them. I mean, you got CD, you got George Pickens, you got this guy, you got all that guy, and you got the number one offense of the league. But it's another thing to score. But nobody want to give credit to that. They don't want to give credit to that. They don't want to give credit to that, and they don't want to give credit to Dak Prescott. So what they'll do is say, okay, well, and they'll skip over the day and say, well, the Cowboys are going to Denver. That's a real good team, a Sean Payton type team. Let's see if the Cowboys can do that against Patrick Surtain and the Denver defense, and can Matt Eberflus survive the play calling of one Sean Payton and all that type of stuff. And then a lot of people, of course, going to pick Denver to beat us. No doubt about that. This is where you got to change the narrative. This is where you got to pull out a win. This is where you got to go down and beat a good team. Once you beat a good team, now you're putting the NFL on notice. Now you put it in and say, okay, the Cowboys, now they're 3-1, and they beat Denver. Okay, now we may have to pay attention to them a little bit now. See, if you don't beat Denver, everybody just gonna say, okay, let's look at the rest of the schedule. Because they'll say we can tell you when Dallas is gonna win. We haven't won the big games. We have not. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. The San Francisco games, the only game we won is Philly. We will beat Philly, at least once a year, if we're healthy, of course. So we got the Broncos, okay. Then we got the Cardinals in Dallas. We'll be favored to beat the Cardinals because the Cardinals are considered a lesser team. You got a bye week, and then you're gonna go play the Raiders in Vegas. That's gonna be a tricky game right there, y'all. Monday night, Raiders gonna play out of their mind, and it's gonna be Monday night. It's gonna be in Vegas. That's gonna be an electric atmosphere. And they'll probably have the Raiders playing a little bit above their head. I think that's going to be a tough game. But I'm just saying, if we beat the Raiders, nobody is going to give us credit for beating the Raiders. Then we play Philly in Dallas. Of course, if we pull that one off, that helps change the narrative. Then Thanksgiving, the Chiefs in Dallas. You see what I'm saying? These are the big games. The Detroit Lions in Detroit on that following Thursday. You see that those are big major games that we don't usually pull out. Then we got the Vikings in Dallas. Then we got the Chargers in Dallas. Then we go see Washington and the Giants after that. So we are getting ready to approach probably the toughest part of the schedule, which I believe starts now. Bronco game kind of starts this gauntlet that we're getting ready to go through. Even though we got the Cardinals and the Raiders in between, we got the bye week there too. But after the Raider game, it's murderer's row. Philadelphia, Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, Los Angeles Chargers, Washington, who I figure they'll be better when we see them next. And then this up-and-coming Giants team, if they can stay healthy. I mean, so we're getting ready to go through we're about to find out how good this team really is. And the only way you're going to really make a statement this year, you're going to have to, everybody like to talk about the regular season, Dak and all that. Well, it's the regular season. I need him to do what he does in the regular season then. He needs to win. Because if he don't win a lot of these upcoming games, we'll be getting ready for the NFL draft. And these are narrative-changing games. No doubt about it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. We beat Washington. Beat a lot of guys. Beat a team where a lot of their guys was out. And I'm just calling it like it is. I'm not saying that because the Cowboys we beat people with our whole line just about gone. So, I mean, it was good for the goose, good for the gander. So I'm not saying, it is what it is. You got to find the 49ers, like last night, for those that watch the 49ers, they got so many people hurt, it's ridiculous. They 4-2, 5-2. They haven't went down. You got to play. Whoever it is you can play, you got to play. So I'm grateful to see us showing we needed that game for confidence, especially the defense. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I know they got blowed out by Kansas City. I know. I think it was a shutout. But they're going to play way better at home when we see them. And they got weapons. Brock Bowers will be back by that time, I'm quite sure. That's their main guy. Geno, y'all know how Geno is. One Sunday he may look like a bench quarterback, or he should be benched, and then the next one week he may look like he's an MVP candidate. That's Geno. That's just how Geno is. Good game here, bad game next week. Good game here. You just don't know what you're gonna get out of him. But we don't need to make Geno look like a Hall of Fame quarterback all of a sudden. What's up with the historical glamour? I'm just saying. We don't need to make him look like he's the second coming of Warren Moon, which the Cowboys do. We make bad quarterbacks look pretty good. But hopefully we're in another rhythm now. Hopefully the defense can match somewhat of their performance against Denver. And we'll see. Complementary football yesterday. Both sides. Remember what I said on, I believe, Saturday or whatever. I said that one of the key things for the Cowboys to get this thing on track is, can you make these guys punt the football? Maybe twice. Can we make them punt the football? Because as hot as this offense is, if you're going 3 and outs, or you making teams punt the ball and get this ball back to your offense, we're gonna be in real good shape. That's what we saw yesterday. We would have had 50 points if the offense didn't go through that little spell they had, because the defense was stopping them. And I think we went about 2 or 3 straight drives without a score, field goal or touchdown. See, that's what we can't afford. We can't get the ball back 2-3 times in a row and not have no points. When the defense is struggling, then all of a sudden they step up in the way or the fashion that they did, and we don't score any points. See, that's what we can't have. It happened yesterday. I think the Cowboys, we was 20 to, we had a 2-score lead, and we stopped them 2 or 3 times in a row, and they made them punt the ball, and we didn't score not 1 point, period. Can't have it. Not with offense like this. We have to do some damage. If the defense shows up and helps us out, the offense, has to stay the same, and that is score. So, Herman said Dre Greenlaw just got a 1-game suspension from the league. That's one player we don't have to worry about on Sunday. Well, hey, so be it. Denver is a good team, as I'm quite sure all of y'all know. Sean Payton, great coach, great play caller. They got R.J. Harvey back there running the ball. They also have Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins as well. Bo Nix getting better every single week. And then, of course, they just came off an incredible comeback by beating the Giants. They ain't scored a point in the first 3 quarters. And in the fourth quarter, they scored 33 to win the game. So Denver, of course, will be riding high off that. Now the Cowboys come to town. Sean Payton loves to run the ball. He also has a quarterback that can throw it and has some good receivers over there, without a doubt. So it's almost like pick your poison there. Of course, we should try our best to stop the run. Denver likes to do that. And so we're going to find out, of course, again, how physical our defense can be. One thing about it, what you saw, as I said at the beginning, who would have thought that the Cowboys would have ran 54% man yesterday. That also tell you that there was a lot of blitzing going on to help out with the run defense. It was effective because we shut down their running back. The scoreboard also helped in shutting down their running game. Got down by too much, so you had to pass the ball pretty much all the way through. It almost sounded like 2023's version of the Cowboys. Score a whole lot of points. If they have a strong running game, the scoreboard would take them out. But when we had to play a team that could run, we couldn't stop nobody. So who knows? Denver may challenge us that way. I would bet that they would. Why wouldn't you? So we have to see how we're going to do this. I don't know if kudos to Eberflus, the way he called the game, but I don't know if you could do that to Denver. I don't think you can do that to Denver. I don't think you can. And they have some potent receivers, and then I'm not sure, again, how much you trust our defensive backfield to do something like that. Very interesting. So now we turn the page. I'm done with Washington until we see them later on. Bleeding Blue, how you doing, man? I agree with you. I wasn't expecting us to do that much, man. That's a drastic change. We went from 91% against Carolina zone, which means you went only 9% man in the game. And you went from 9% man to 54% man. That is a tremendous jump. And what it showed is, and I'll say this again, for all the people that want Diggs gone, what it does show was that Diggs was right. Diggs complained about the scheme. Obviously, he was a proponent of wanting man defense. Whether that was Eberflus' call or Jerry involved or somebody, whoever it was, by doing it the way that was suggested mostly by players, like we said, it was common sense. Bland and Diggs were all pro cornerbacks. All pro cornerbacks by playing man defense. That's what Quinn had them doing. So it's obvious they're at their best when they play man. What happened yesterday? Playing man, guess what did? Guess what Bland did? Picked it off. Guess what? Pick 6. So that was a major jump. Now, can you do that against a team like Denver? So are you willing to go one-on-one with Cortland Sutton? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to go one-on-one? I'm just saying. I just don't know if you can do it like that. See, don't be fooled by the game yesterday. Exactly, Joseph. I agree on that part. I agree on that part as far as you loaded up and played man, because one thing the Washington Redskins do well is run the ball. And so when you got Debo gone and Terry McLaughlin gone, trust me, I don't think we would have played that way if they would have been there. But because they weren't there, according to, the personnel, when you playing, second and third string guys on the receiver, you're supposed to play man. You're supposed to take away their strength. Their strength yesterday, because of the injuries, was their running game. And so we were really daring Jaden Daniels the time at least he played before we put him out. We were daring him to beat us in the air. Well, I like I said, I'm not jumping through hoops. I'm super glad that we won. I'm glad we did what we were supposed to do. But I do realize that Washington was a little, a little off yesterday with their players gone. So the way I look at it is, if it would have been a close game, that would have been a downfall for me, because we were supposed to beat them like that. That's the way you're supposed to beat a team that really don't belong. That's the way you really are supposed to beat a team. So they did what they were supposed to do. I'm happy. I'm glad the defense, could get a feeling of what, playing good defense feels like. Because Lord knows we ain't had no feeling at all, except the Philadelphia game. First game of the year. That was it. I believe the Cowboys, we were going to win anyway. Because Washington defense can't stop us at all. And they had all they players. Man, I don't remember hearing Bobby Wagner's name yesterday. I heard Payne's name. Payne was a game record yesterday for us. I saw that, but I didn't hear Bobby Wagner's name at all. I didn't hear Von Miller. I don't remember it. If he did get in one time, I do remember that, but I don't remember Von. They had their players out there. They had the cornerbacks. They had the offense is just too good. So I don't know what the only thing I was saying, I was worried about. Yeah, but they had the main guys. I don't think nobody can stop this offense. And that's just not being a homer or a Cowboy fanatic and overzealous, too much of an optimistic Cowboy fan or dreamland Cowboy fan. I'm just calling it like I see it. Listen, man. This offense is lethal. Care who you are. I agree with Steve. You're right. Dorrance Armstrong was out. That's our former guy. Yeah, Dorrance makes a difference. I'll give you that. But my line, other than the struggle against Payne, we handled them. That part is true. Then I believe Washington would have played better. Just with Debo out there, it would have been better for him. No question about it. It would have been. But that's the NFL. We missed CD. We missed CD for 3 straight weeks. Hey, they missed their guy. It's just this simple. Hey, I ain't for the cry because, see, my guy was gone. CD was gone. Yeah, we had Pickens, but we didn't think Pickens would do what he did. But now that he did, and now you bring CD back and Turpin, listen, this offense is, the offense gets only better. I mean, when you add an all-pro receiver in Lamb, and then got a guy who can take the top off with Turpin, I mean, the offense only gonna get better. Dak has not diminished at all. He's been dealing since the beginning. And I just don't see how nobody really can stop this thing. Not this offense. So I expect them to score the way you're doing it. I know some of you guys have not been with me, but like Bleeding Blue, this is my first time seeing you. I don't know if you've been with me or not. Steve, I don't remember you, but I hope you guys will consider giving me a subscription and come join the Big Time Show family. I hope you do that. But at the beginning of my previous shows, before we even kicked it off, and this was way before training camp, once I saw Pickens get traded for, and I said it right then. I said, well, ladies and gentlemen, barring injury. And that's without even knowing if we had a running game. I didn't even factor that in. I thought we could do just enough on the run, but I said this offense would be a top 5 offense. I said that without even knowing Javonte Williams was going to be the guy. We didn't even know who the starting running back was back then. I said we're going to be a top 5 offense. I knew it. And I also said that Pickens and Dak and CD would have a huge year, barring injury, of course. And so what we're seeing is exactly what a lot of people, and they ain't like throwing, a real crazy prediction out. Is really, to me, common sense football. I knew what was going to happen. I mean, the guy's just too good. I already knew how Pickens was, despite what people were saying, about him at Pittsburgh. You got to keep in mind, Pickens was getting all his reputation off bad quarterbacks. Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph. That's all he had in Pittsburgh. That's it. What in the world? And he got that type of reputation. He's a super talented guy. He probably is a number one. He got that with Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. I said, man, I mean, I said, what you think he gonna do with Dak Prescott? If he did all this with just some, average quarterback, what in the world you think he gonna do with Dak Prescott? And what you're seeing now is really, many gonna say that we just starting really. If Pickens can stay healthy, everybody gonna be saying like this was his greatest year. That's what everybody gonna say when it's all over, and it's gonna be the truth. So we really ain't really just skimmed the surface. I didn't expect us to have the number 1 offense in the league because what I didn't factor in was I didn't factor in. I just didn't know who our starting running back was gonna be. I know Javonte was here. I heard we signed Miles Sanders. We drafted Blue. You still had Lemke here, and you just didn't know how all that was going to bounce out. But since we've seen Javonte Williams, good Lord. I mean, come on now. This is a pick your poison type offense. You want to shut down the pass? Okay, Javonte will kill you. Oh, you want to have a light box? Oh, Javonte gonna kill you. Oh, you want to stack the box? Oh, okay, Dak gonna kill you now. I mean, you pick your poison. You want to take one out? Okay. You got to leave single cup. Yeah, you want double pickings? Okay. You gonna leave single with CD? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You want a double CD and you want to leave single with pickings, single coverage? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, you want to double both of them and leave the middle wide open? Okay, Ferguson gonna carve you up then, and whoever the slot man is, they gonna kill you. I mean, it truly is a pick your poison type defense. You know what I mean? And then when you got a quarterback who is seeing the field like Dak is, I've seen him put up bigger numbers, but I've never seen him pre-snap do what he's doing now. He wasn't like this. He's checking people into good plays. He's checking them out of bad plays, checking them into another play before pre-snap. I mean, reading the defense like it is just easy. Planting his back foot is definitive. When he passes the ball, is not guessing. He knows what he's doing. Then, of course, we'll be remiss if we're not talking about this offensive line who's keeping them pretty much clean. He got hit a lot yesterday, but that's all the other games he wasn't really getting touched. Man, this dude is lighting it up for real. And there aren't too many quarterbacks that are playing better than him. There aren't too many quarterbacks that are playing better than him right now. I don't care what name. We got a guy that'll be on here in a minute or on there probably now. And Baker Mayfield, who's playing real good football. Stafford, who had a big game yesterday and is playing great for the Rams. Those are the only two guys. It's not Josh Allen. Mahomes is coming, but he got to do more than one game. Mahomes is coming now because he got all his weaponry back, and I think the Chiefs are getting ready to make a run. And so when the Chiefs start making runs, Mahomes will get all the credit in the world. So I'm expecting him there. It ain't Josh Allen. It ain't Josh Allen. Not this year. It's not Lamar. Lamar's hurt. Not this season. I'm not saying Dak is better. I'm just saying this season, there's not too many quarterbacks that are playing better than Dak Prescott. I mean, he's dominating. Dak is dominating. Word on it don't even sound right, don't it? But it's the truth. Dak Prescott is dominating. As a week, was this week 7? As a week 7, Dak Prescott is dominating. He's playing like a dominant football player, a dominant quarterback. Like you expect him to go off. And he's seeing the field. Like I said, I've seen him throw for better numbers. I have at this point. Because like as well as he playing, he only threw for what? 2, let's see. He only threw for what, 240, 50 yards or something like that? Let me be accurate. I am a content creator. Let me be accurate. 21 of 30, 264 yards. The way we keep talking about that, like Dak, it almost seems like he's throwing for 350 every week and all that. Nah, he just playing great efficient ball. He has a running game, so he shouldn't be throwing a whole lot. And that's what you're saying. It's the efficiency that's killing you. 21 of 30, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. So bleeding blue. I'm just, it just depend on, you have to really look. Mayfield is playing well. Mayfield is playing well. Mayfield is playing well. And he's had some injuries. Mike Evans, who's coming back tonight, has been gone. That was his number one. Ibuka, the rookie, has stepped up. He got guys who weren't starters at all, who stepped in. The Ted Johnson kid. Mayfield has played well. But I'm gonna say this, that between Mayfield, Stafford, and Dak, I would give Mayfield be third, because Matthew Stafford is lighting it up too. Yes, he is. Matthew Stafford is lighting it up too, and he's playing extremely well. And I think Matthew Stafford and Dak are kind of like on that same type of vibe right now. And the only reason why I'm saying it, because I haven't really watched the Rams play. All I do is see the numbers at the end and the highlights. But you'll be a fool if you're not saying that Matthew Stafford is not playing great football himself. And his numbers would get you, a lot of MVP talk as well. So, but as I said, when it comes to Dak, there aren't too many guys that you're going to call out as far as this right now. This season goes right now. There aren't too many quarterbacks that are playing better football than Dak. It's I don't care what you feel about him. I don't care what you say about him. You don't have to like him. Dak Prescott is on fire right now. Complete fire. And I'm here to tell y'all, I don't care who we playing. And I understand people can have a bad game. And I'm not expecting this offense to be like this whole year. But I am still saying it's going to take a hell of a defense. It's going to take a hell of a defense to stop this. It's too much. This is what you call stacking the deck. This is what you call what you call stacking the deck. This offense, Pickens was the big name, but the goal is to stack the deck. The Cowboys offense is a stack the deck type offense. And defensive coordinators, I don't care who you are, they know. Now the fan base may not know, but the defensive coordinators know that this offense that the Cowboys have is a serious, serious problem. If you're a football guy and you played the game, and if you dedicated to watching film, or you ain't got to watch film, you just know that this is a problem. And I don't see long as guys are healthy, and keep in mind, the Cowboys for about 2 weeks had 4 backup offensive linemen playing. Now, let's talk about that for a second. I remember times where we'll just lose one guy and we couldn't block nobody. If you got 4 backups in, you got a preseason game offensive line. That's what you got. Because most of the time your starter's not playing in preseason. This is what Dak had to do. Last couple of weeks. The line just coming back and we still missing one. BB. He's still out. That's why Dak is getting a lot of talk in, because he's putting these numbers up with backup linemen. He had that for 2 weeks. Still were killing. Let Mayfield go out there with 4 backup linemen. Let me see how he gonna turn out. Let Stafford go out there with 4 backup linemen, and you know, I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying. Oh, ain't no doubt. Dak is in there. You know, if you say he's not the MVP, fine. You know he in the conversation though. I guarantee you know that. Hater or not, you know he belongs in the conversation. Brian, that's what I'm saying. If they can stay healthy, you know, and that's gonna be the big one. If they can stay healthy, it's gonna be funky. It's gonna be funky. Look, in the great words of the late great American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, for you wrestling fans, y'all don't know. But in the late words of the Dream, it's gonna get funky like a monkey. The offense is funky like a monkey, doc. This is what you're saying. Pick your point. I mean, it literally is stack the deck. Especially with Javonte running like this. With Javonte running like this, it's stack the deck. Who you want to take out? Whatever part you take out, we're going to get you the other way. And that's what Denver got to deal with. I don't care nothing about Patrick Surtain. You think the Cowboys scared of Patrick Surtain? Man, we just saw Sauce Gardner and tore him up. We don't care. I ain't respecting Pat. Look, I understand who Patrick Surtain is. I understand. But just like Sauce Gardner, let me tell you something. Bleeding Blues look like me and you cut from the same cloth, Doc. You know. Let me tell you something. Sauce Gardner had that respect too until we got to him. Now everybody talking about, well, Sauce is really not himself. He was all that. He was all of that before we played him. Then as soon as we beat his brains out, now all of a sudden Sauce ain't no good. Y'all kill me with that. Man, forget that. Dak, go at Surtain. Put Pickens over there. Since Surtain like to travel. Does he travel? Does Surtain travel? I don't know. But if Surtain, whoever he get, whether it's Pickens or CD, if he travel with CD, man, throw CD that ball. Ain't nobody scared. They got to stop us, though. I don't see it. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to stop Denver, but I know I just got total confidence in this offense right now. I have no questions about the offense at all. None. We're going to score. We're going to score. When I first started before the season over with, because I said they're going to be a top 5 offense, I said I don't see no reason why the Cowboys can't average about 27 points a game. I knew that the offense was going to be this lethal. It's because if Pickens was what I was thinking he was, and that he never played really with a quarterback, and he was putting them type numbers up with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph, I said, man, this dude was finna go crazy with Dak then. I was right. And I knew that type of talent would take this offense to another complete level. I knew it. And so I don't think nobody can stop him. I don't think nobody can stop this offense where you'll say, you know, the Cowboys scored 14 to 17 points. I'm shocked. I mean, you really would have to be putting hats on, folks. You really would have to be shutting this team completely down for them to only score 17 points. I'm serious. This offense, it should average 26, 27 points a game. Exactly, Shane. I mean, they ain't even scratched the surface yet. I didn't even really see Pickens in the slot yesterday. You just put Pickens in the slot. You put CD in the slot. I ain't talking about both at the same time. You know, one on. What if you run a 4 wide receiver set? We ain't seen this. What if you put a 4 receiver set out that has the 4 receivers are Tolbert, CD, Pickens, and Turpin? What if you went that route? What you gonna stop? Put CD in the slot. Put Turpin in the slot. Put CD and put Pickens in the slot. Put CD in the slot on the same side as Pickens. Pickens outside. Put Turpin in the slot. Put Tolbert outside. You know where the attention gonna go? You're gonna put the attention over there with CD and Pickens on that whatever side they on. And then you're gonna go one-on-one with Turpin. One-on-one with Tolbert. Or substitute Turpin with Flournoy. I just gave you the 4 wide receiver set. Just think about that. All right. Thank you, Bleeding Blue. He gives you another one. Okay, who gonna stop this? Give me the same 4 receivers. Give me Flournoy, give me Pickens, give me CD, give me Turpin. And then you got one tight end, and that tight end is Jake Ferguson. Who in the world gonna stop that? Who can stop it? The Cowboys actually could run this all the way down. Same formation. It wouldn't be nothing nobody could do about it. Nothing. You can't stop that. You can make it dictate what you want. You let one-on-one. If it was me, I'd try to do everything I can to get one-on-one with Ferguson, because Ferguson is gonna catch the ball, but he's not a run after the catch type tight end. So I let you just dink and dunk and get a few yards here and there, maybe 10, 12 yards there. I would let Ferguson go one-on-one, whatever guy, that guy. I would try to dip, but you can't do that. You only got 11 guys. You got to have one-on-one somewhere, more in about 2 places. Man, the Cowboys ain't even scratched the surface of what this thing could be like yet. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This thing could get real crazy. I'm serious. Y'all. I'm just having fun now. I'm just saying, Shotty ain't even. He when you don't have to right now. But if you really want to mess this stuff up, come on, man. This thing could get real crazy the way Dak playing right now. A 4 wide receiver with 1 tight end set, and you got Ferguson out there with them 4 guys. Oh my God. With the way Dak playing right now, you don't think that he wouldn't just dissect the defense? He'll put so much pressure. You would look, watch this. If you put that out there, you know what automatically would have to happen. Y'all really look, I ain't even saying this, but watch this. If you did that, do you realize that you will force a defense to play dime defense? In other words, you have 6 defensive backs out there. 6. That means you'll also have one-on-one blocking with your offense and defensive line. Can I throw another wrinkle in this? What if you got a running back beside him standing in the shotgun with Dak back there and you got this going on? Well, really, the running lane will be just wide open. I mean, this is just this is just sickening. I'm just saying. All right. Y'all enjoy the game, man. I think Detroit is playing. I think Joe put the score in. Detroit scored 7-0. Right now, Detroit over Tampa Bay. Another game will be on. I think it's the Texans and who is it? The Texans and Seattle tonight. I mean, that there's so many volumes and so many chapters to this offensive book that has not been even shown yet. That could very well happen. Like if you could dictate this thing. I'm like, my mind just thinking now. Like if you got a great run defensive team that can, a great defensive team that can really stop the run, Javonte will have, you can kind of spread them out and start making people cover. You damn me. We will force you to come out of your great run defense and make you put extra defensive backs on the field to try to cover. You will have to do it because you certainly not putting a linebacker on Turpin. Are y'all saying what I'm saying right now? I'm saying, you're not putting, if you're running a 4-3 defense, if you ran a 4 wide receiver set, you will force them to come out to 4-3 because 2 of your linebackers would have to guard either in zone or most definitely man, would have to guard receivers. Linebackers will have to play zone, which is really your only hope. Play zone, with guys in the slot like that. Are you kidding me? That's what you call imposing your will on the defense. When you make them come out of what they really want to do because the offensive personnel makes you have to change it. Man, look, man, I wish I could fly to Dallas right now and say, Shot, I know you got it. Shot, I know you got it in the playbook. I just want to I just want to see you, depending on the team. Depending on who the team is. Let me throw this at you. How about this one? Something we ain't done this basic. Had the Cowboys ran no huddle. Have we ran no huddle? Can you imagine if we ran no huddle? With the way Dak playing right now, can you imagine if we ran no huddle offense? Come on, man. Get the tempo up. You ain't got to do that the whole game, but at some point in the game, you decide to put the foot on the gas a little bit, run a little no huddle offense, keep teams from substituting, and you got these three receivers out there. Ooh-wee. I wish I had a witness. I wish I had. I wish I had some help in here tonight. Man, I'm getting excited thinking about this stuff. I'm getting excited. Man, unbelievable. All right, I'm out. Y'all have a good rest of the night. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the show, it's there for you. If you're on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe and hit that bell, so you'll know when I'm coming on live, so you can't miss me if you so choose. I hope you give me a subscription, give me your trust in that area. If you want to, as I said before I leave, that super chat button is there. You can do that to whatever way you want to do. If you want to use the Cash App, it's there. $ the Big Time Show. If you want to support me in this, it's fine. If you're on Facebook, of course, you can use those stars. You can hit that. Also on YouTube, if you want to become a member of the show, you can do that. There are options there. I got to change some of that stuff around because some of that stuff is unrealistic, and I'm going to change that now when I'm thinking about it when I get off. But it's up to you. You dictate the terms as far as how much you want to donate on a monthly basis to the show. It could be $1. It could be $2.99, whatever it is. It's up to you. You don't necessarily have to be exactly what the options say. You can do that. Leon, who's been with me for a while. You said, man, happy birthday, Bleeding Blue. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Thanks for hanging with me, man. Happy birthday to you. 68. That's awesome, brother. Happy birthday to you. God has been good to you, man. Leon says, how am I feeling about Dak now? You wasn't sure of him a couple years ago. The thing, I'll just go back to years ago. A couple years ago, what I was saying was mainly about Dak was that whether it's because of him or, well, it's not because of him, well, a couple games was, he just has not been able to pull out the game that will get him over the hump. You know, he's been presented opportunities that will change the narrative about him forever. He just hasn't never accomplished it. A lot of that was not his fault. You know, Green Bay game with Aaron Rodgers, well, we were down, 37-3? I mean, defense nowhere to be found. The game against Green Bay a couple years ago, he threw couple interceptions, but the defense didn't stop a nosebleed. You got almost 40 points put on you in the first half. Game over with. The games where he could have made the difference, Leon, was those San Francisco 49er playoff games when it was close, where it took maybe just one play. I think we lost 19-12 against the 49ers in San Francisco. And then, of course, the game in Dallas where we tried to, spike the ball and the referee got in the way. We were just one or two plays. And when you need one or two plays, and then you look at the stat line, he has 2 costly interceptions. Those are the games where you can change the narrative about yourself. See, like when he beat up Tampa Bay and everybody, we were going crazy over the huge playoff game he had against Tampa Bay. Those type of performances, not saying he need to play like that the way he played against Tampa Bay, but when you do play like that, that's what started to change the narrative. So out of all these years, what is the narrative? The narrative about Dak is, 1, he is a great regular season quarterback. Right now, he's adding to that novel, that narrative. Everybody says, oh man, happy birthday to Joel's mom. I just saw that. That's awesome. 91 years old. Look how God has been good to y'all. Awesome, man. He has not been able, what he's doing now is what we've seen him do for, at least 5-6 years. Big numbers, get real hot like he is now. He does this just about every year. He gets real hot and goes bonkers. And then he started to slow down we'll make the playoffs, and for whatever reason, not all because of him, we just can't get over the hump. And then mostly it's just like when other quarterbacks lose in the playoffs, they will purposely say, well, your defense didn't show up. You're all that type of stuff. But when Dak lose, it's Dak's fault. And in true playoff form, okay, check this out. In true playoff quarterback evaluation, the quarterback gets the praise, and then he gets the blame for winning and losing in the playoffs. Just that truth. What do we always say? Brady won. Ain't it right? Mahomes won. Josh Allen won. If the Eagles beat them, they say they don't beat the Chiefs. They say they beat Mahomes. Right? Same day with Buffalo. They say they beat Allen. But Allen done put 4 touchdowns in the playoff game. They say they beat Allen. Right? Well, then, if that's the case, then they say they beat Dak. Now, individual-wise, Leon, me personally, since I've seen him all 10 years, I've never seen him play like this. I've seen him put up bigger numbers. This is like I said earlier. Dak had only 264 yards yesterday, 3 touchdowns, but it seemed like he threw for 300. The game against Carolina, same thing. It seemed like he threw for 300, but he was 220 or something, 3-4 touchdowns. And that's because he has a running game, which a lot of us have said all these years. And if you want to get the best out of Dak Prescott, you got to give him a running game. Is it a coincidence that everybody's saying he's playing the best? It reminds you of when Zeke was younger. This is what you're seeing. Not him in shotgun like he was. You know what I'm saying? When he had Amari and a healthy Michael Gallup and then a rookie CD, he was nuclear then, but he really didn't have a potent running game. Even though he had Pollard and a younger Zeke, but Zeke was starting to, turn the corner a little bit. Pollard was there, but Kellen Moore loved to just throw the ball. He just wanted Dak in the shotgun. We'll look at the stat line and say, man, we need to run the ball more. I mean, Zeke only had 12 carries. Pollard only had 5 carries. We got to run it. But this is what we were saying all the time. And yet you're looking at the stat and you see Dak done threw the ball dang near 50 times in a game. Even though you got the mismatch with Cooper, you had a rookie CD, and then you had a healthy Mike Gallup, and they were lighting it up. What we were saying, man, we might have three receivers to go over 1,000 yards. Y'all remember that? We were saying that about Dak. Dak was dang near scoring for 5,000 yards. So we've seen bigger numbers. But I ain't never seen Dak play like this. And Leon, I said it early in the game. I've never seen Dak pre-snap dissect things like he's doing now. I've seen him do pre-snap before, but not like this. I mean, he is checking in the plays, man, that is just awesome. I ain't seen him, jump off his back foot, throw off his back foot. I haven't seen, he is solid. His base is just go look at it. Throwing off his back foot in form, and then pre-snap. I've never seen him look like this, where he is really just dissecting the defense, checking in the right plays, no question where he's going, looks solid, and there's a definitive. and his throwing. I've never seen him look like this. And while we saying that this offense is lethal, the reason why this offense is lethal is because Dak Prescott is lethal. Shoot, Dak Prescott is a weapon this year. And everybody know it, whether you hate them or not. And I guarantee you these defensive coordinators, look, they know. See, it's just popular in mainstream medium for them to shoot down Dak because they don't want to give him the credit. Talking about the Cowboys in the negative way sells money. It brings, views. It brings, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Shannon Sharps, the Sean McCoys. If you're talking bad, that's why you ever notice that all these shows always employ a cowboy hater? Y'all ever notice that? They ain't gonna go get a Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, he flim-flams it, but mostly he's a Dallas Cowboy, her diehard. The show took another level when you go get a DC person, a Dallas Cowboy person that hate the Cowboys. Your show go nuclear. That's why at First Take, that's why Skip and Shannon for all these years was up at the top. Cowboy haters. Why you think LaShawn McCoy and Joy Taylor and all them, before they lost their show, why you think they did so well? Because LaShawn McCoy is a Dallas Cowboy hater. Still is. All you got to do is listen to them on the little show they got now. It's not popular. That's why when the Cowboys, if you looked at First Take today, they don't want to get that credit. So what they'll say is this: anything try to shoot the Cowboys down. This was the topic, whether y'all heard or not. The topic was who had the better impact from yesterday, CeeDee Lamb or Rice from Kansas City. Wait a minute, you ain't gonna talk about my quarterback? You don't want to get that credit. So now you try to shoot the whole Cowboy down and say somebody from Kansas City had the bigger impact coming back more than CD. See what I'm saying? Anything to shoot down the Cowboys. And primarily that. So it's going to be hard, watch this, even though most people know that Dak Prescott is playing great football. Know he's supposed to be the MVP. Know if he's not the MVP, he got to be at least a very close second as of right now. As of right now. All right, check it out. It's so much Dak hate in the media that these are the same folks that got the votes for MVP. Man, they ain't trying to vote for Dak for no MVP. Listen, there was Moody who said today, and he got the numbers. Dak Prescott's numbers right now, he's the only one. He has the numbers. His numbers are better as of right now, because we can't give it 17 games, I'm sorry. As of right now, his numbers are way ahead of Lamar Jackson's unanimous MVP when he was MVP. Unanimous. Dak Prescott's numbers are way ahead. And guess what? Lamar was unanimous MVP. They will move the goalpost. They'll say, well, Dak he's MVP, but now his record is 3-3-1. And keep in mind, these are the same folks who last year, that a lot of people, the same folks that say Dak Prescott is not the MVP right now, are the same folks that said Joe Burrow was the MVP because he was putting these crazy numbers up and he was not winning. Cincinnati was not winning. But Joe Burrow last year, all you got to do is look it up. I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to close the show with this. I'm just trying to show you the bias. just want to see. I just want to see because everybody was saying Burrow was supposed to be MVP last year. I'm just looking it up. I'd be dang. And Burrow had a big year. We all know that. Burrow had a big year. Man, y'all ain't gonna believe this. What was Cincinnati's record last year? Cause see, that's what they're gonna say about Dak. I'm looking at it right now. Do y'all know that Joe Burrow last year? I think Cincinnati only won 4 games last year. Am I right? 4 or 5 games. Joe Burrow was 4th in MVP. Son, look up for me. My son just walked in. Look and see what was Cincinnati Bengals record last year. 2024. Yeah, I'm just trying to set up the biasness that's getting ready to happen now. It's unbelievable. What was their record? Cincinnati record was 9-8 last year. Cincinnati's record last year was 9-8. Burrow, I'm looking at I wish I could pull this up so y'all can see it. I'm looking at it right now. Joe Burrow at a 9-8 record. Now, Joe had a great year. 82 vote. Let me see. He didn't get a first place vote. He had 4,918 yards, 43 touchdowns, and 9 picks. I mean, that's MVP type numbers. But the record should have moved him out. Like, Joe Burrow is ahead of Jared Goff last year. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl. Jared Goff had a better record than Joe Burrow with Detroit last year. Jaden Daniels went to the NFC Championship. They're 7th. Joe Burrow was 4th. And the writers, the same ones now that are talking bad about Dak Prescott, I guarantee you the goalposts are going to move because I already done heard it. I heard it today. They said, well, he's having big numbers, but, I mean, the Cowboys are 3-1. But last year, Cincinnati wasn't doing nothing. And they moved Joe with a 9-8 record. I'm just trying to tell y'all before things get really started. This is what you're going to hear. Watch. And it's going to be crazy. And I'm going to remember all this because I'm going to use last year as a reference point. And like I said, I ain't taking nothing away from Joe. Joe's a great quarterback. He had 43 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, almost threw for 5,000 yards. I think 4,918 yards. Look, that's MVP stuff, no question. But you ain't gonna be able to tell me that come on now. Did Cincinnati even make the playoff last year? Cincinnati didn't even make the playoff last year. Cincinnati didn't even make the playoffs. Okay? And he was 4th in the league in the MVP voting. 4th with that. So I'm gonna remember all this. Now, if Dak stay like he is, if Dak stays like he is right now, this gonna be brought up again. Because I'm gonna bring it up. And Joe Burrow's last year, as far as record goes and big numbers, is gonna help Dak Prescott out. I'm gonna scream loud. I'm gonna share it I'm gonna share it to the Cowboys. I'm gonna share it to every Cowboy group I'm in. I'm almost in about 100 different Cowboy groups. I'm gonna put it on my personal, the Big Time Show Facebook page. I remember Joe last year. That's what I remember. That's why I'm saying it now. Because, see, I heard it today. Anything to try to keep him from it. I mean, we're only 7 games in. Got a long way to go. A lot of things can happen. He can cool off, all that stuff. But as of right now, as of right now, I gave credit to Stafford. Stafford is hot as well. Stafford is hot. But I ain't calling no other quarterback name out. And this is pretty much a quarterback award. But I'm not, if Saquon didn't get MVP last year, even though he was the offensive player of the year, but if it was any year that a running back should have won it, should have been Saquon. But since they gave it to Josh Allen, they let you know it's a quarterback award, an MVP. But let me tell you something. There's no other quarterback in the league that is playing on Dak's level except one, and that's Matthew Stafford. That's it. And I'm not sure if Stafford is on Dak level. I had to look at it, like I said. I had to pull up his numbers, see what he's doing. But I know Stafford is playing tremendous football. I got to give him credit. Y'all keep that in mind, y'all. All right. Nevertheless, we turn the page from Washington to Denver. Huge game coming up. Huge game. I haven't started watching Denver yet. I'm gonna start watching Denver tonight, and see what we got. I really want to look at their defense more than their offense, even though I kind of know what they have on offense. I need to look at the defense past certain, kind of see where they at, and see what they do. But because I want the offense to stay lit like they are, I don't think no defense can stop this. I just don't. I'm not saying we're going to score 30 every game, but I don't see why we can't. I'm just saying. I don't think that no defensive line can stop this. Not for no 4 quarters. Man, if they let the Giants step out there, like, even though they came back and beat the Giants, if they let the Giants go up, what? They was up big. Huh? Yeah. I mean, the Giants was up on them big, and I think the Broncos scored 33 unanswered points in the 4th quarter to come back. But if you let the Giants, Jason Dart, kill you like that, and Scatterboo kill you like that, and Malik Neighbors not even out there, and you let them, what do you think is going to happen this week? I know games are week to week. I get it, but I'm saying Dallas offense is very much more formidable than the New York Giant offense. I'm going to tell you that right now. And if you're struggling with that, you really finna run up on something this week. Huh? See? Man, this thing finna get real ignorant. I'm telling you. You think yesterday was something. This thing could explode at any moment. This offense is lethal. And I'm not saying because I'm a Cowboy fan and a homer and all that. Anybody got eyes, anybody that know football, you know that this offense is really a serious problem. Serious problem. A very serious problem. And I'm telling you right, I'm just saying, a serious, and we, like we were saying earlier, really ain't even scratched the surface of what really could happen with different formations and personnel and 4 wide receiver setting, 4 wide receiver setting, 1 tight end. We ain't even scratched the surface yet. I'm still waiting to see Turpin, Pickens, and CD as the 3 wide receivers, and Ferguson and Javonte as the running back. I'm still waiting on it. Come on, man. Man, look. This thing ain't even. We ain't even scratched the surface of what this offense can do. We just beating people right now, just with real good stuff. But this thing can really get out of hand. I'm gonna be honest with you, Cowboys just scored 50 yesterday. They had that little lull. I think they went 3 straight drives without doing nothing. See, those are the drives that we just can't have. When the defense is playing well like they were, and they give you the ball back, and you make the punter punt like we said, make that punter punt, and then give you the ball back, you got to punish them. This game could have got out of hand real quick. He could have scored 50. If our defense do what they did yesterday and give us extra possessions, 3 or 4 extra possessions like that, a turnover like we had, you make the punter punt 3 times. Look, man, look. This offense could have scored 50. Oh, there's no question. This offense could have scored 50 yesterday. And that's what teams gonna have to worry about. It is all, like I said, this is what I'm gonna give them a nick. This is the stack the deck offense. Like, you can't stop all this. You can't. You can't. And I somewhat can look at film. I can look at film and can kind of dictate what I would do as a defensive coordinator against teams just by looking at film. Man, look, I done looked at us, and I'm serious. I'm trying to wrap my brain around how do you stop all this? I mean, it really is pick your poison. I don't see how you can stop all this. I just don't. And all facets can kill you. Javonte Williams obviously can kill you. You shut down Pickens, CD gonna kill you. Shut down CD. You shut down Pickens. CD gonna kill you. Shut down CD. Pickens gonna kill you. You put Turpin in the slot with a linebacker or a third receiver. He gonna kill you. If you went to a 4 receiver set, who you stopping? If you leave everything open, and I came now. Here's my poison. I know I keep saying I'm gonna stop, but I got to. If I could figure out a way to feature Ferguson and pick that poison and say, hey, Ferguson is gonna kill me. Ferguson's just gonna have to kill me because I'm gonna let him go one-on-one with the linebackers or the safeties or whatever, and he really ain't a run after the catch type dude. So I let Dak just dissect me right there, with Ferguson. But you can't do that because you can't double both wide receivers. You could, but you're gonna leave the middle wide open. You could double both wide receivers, but what you're gonna do then is leave the middle wide open with one-on-one coverage with a slot and your tight end or back coming out the backfield. That may be really the only way you can handle this. I'm serious. Because you can't stop all this. I'm done. I may have just gave defensive coordinators the hope to stop him. Like saying, okay, let Turpin kill me. Let Turpin kill me. Let Ferguson kill me. Let that happen. We're going to double CD and Pickens. We're going to put the safety over the top on both of them. We're going to have this safety cover where CD is. We're going to do that. But here's the trick, though. Here's the trick. What if CD and Pickens both in the slot? And you got Flournoy outside and Tolbert outside, or Flournoy and Turpin outside, and you put CD and Pickens in the middle in the slot, and you have to switch that thing. Now you got your safeties that's going to be trying to cover the slot in the middle of the field and leave Turpin and Flournoy outside. I mean, pick your choice. I mean, this thing deadly, man. Look, I'm done. Y'all have a good night. Shit. Man, please. This is ridiculous. Coordinators got to be, coordinators lose sleep at night. Got to be. I mean, this is as long as everybody's healthy. This is what the problem. This offense gonna be a problem, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all have a good night. I've been on here too long. Cowboys win big, huge game. We needed it for the confidence. We needed it for the division. We are now solely in second place in the division. Do you see what I'm saying? It was a big win. Defense needed the confidence. I don't care who was playing. I don't care who was not playing. We needed the confidence. That was the big win. Now, the bigger game coming this week against Denver. On the road, let's see what happens. We'll start talking about Denver soon, all right? We'll start talking about Denver. Hit those notification buttons when y'all see I come on. I'm out of here. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.